I hope you are doing super, super well. Tonight, I wanted to make a little chart with you. I have been requested recently to make charts for the reversed meanings of tarot cards. So this one is going to be for the major arcana, and then I'll do another one for the minor arcana. I've also been requested to do some charts without Sharpie because that sound can be a little abrasive to some people. I know others like it and can even kind of smell the Sharpie in the videos, but for these charts I will be doing them in pen. So I just have a simple pen here. So let's get started. Alright, let me see what I'm doing here. Reversed. And we'll put major arcana meanings. As a title for our chart. I'm going to make boxes in 1-2 columns for each of the 22 major arcana cards, and then give you the reversed meaning in a single word. A single word just to use as a simplified cheat sheet. I'll also give you the typical meaning, like the upright meaning, right below to give some context for the reversed meaning, because I find it's with the upright meaning that the reversed meaning makes the most sense. I'll be doing adjectives too. This is just the way that I like to think of the reversed meaning, but you can of course adjust the chart according to your preferences. And finally, I'll just say, if you don't want to read with reversals, you don't have to. I know a lot of people who don't. So, alright, I made little marks here so I could kind of see what's going on. Of course, this chart, as with all my charts, will not be perfect, but it will be useful and fairly well put together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there we have our 2 columns. Something about this pen is that sometimes there are little clumps of ink, but we're not worried about that. And then I'm gonna fit all the major arcana names in these squares, but I won't break them up by syllable. I'll just kind of fit them in as they fit, just kind of smush the letters in. So we have the Fool, we have the Magician, the Priestess, we have the Empress, we have the Emperor, Hierophant, the Lovers, Chariot, Strength, we have the Hermit, and the Wheel. In the latter half, we have Justice, and the Hanged Man. I smudged it slightly from this ink, but that just adds to the charm. Here we have Death and Temperance, Devil, the Tower. Seems fitting that this one would be the one with the ink there, and the Star, Moon, Sun, Judgment, and finally the World. So, the reversed meaning for the Fool that I would give in my little adjective cheat sheet schematic is unprepared. So, I think of the upright meaning as being, many things, right? These are just single words, but mostly naive in this really beautiful way. It's a person literally stepping off a cliff with a smile on his face, looking for, or not even looking for, but about to experience a new beginning. So there's not this naivete to it, this innocence. And I feel like the reverse meaning is unprepared because it's not this lack of innocence, it's this fear of needing to be prepared but being unprepared, in fact. So it's like knowledge of the thing to come, unlike the naivete, and also then an unpreparedness. For Magician, I put scattered, and that's because I think of the upright meaning as skilled. It's someone who has everything at their disposal, everything that they need to make their dreams come to life, essentially, and they have the skills they need to do so as well. The reversed meaning, as I have distilled it, is scattered. So maybe you still have everything you need to do that, but you lack the laser focus to do so, or the kind of clear head to do so. Put scattered. For Priestess, I think of it as clouded because the High Priestess is known for her intuition, right? So we'll put intuitive for the upright meaning. And I think of the reverse meaning as clouded, just lack of clarity, lack of intuition, lack of self-trust. For the Empress, I think of it as dependent. For the reversed meaning, unlike the upright meaning, which is nurturing. So instead of providing for others this nurturing energy, you are the one who needs, or the situation is one that needs something from others and is taking it in that direction. For Emperor, I think of it as controlling. Again, these top ones are the reversed meanings. Unlike upright, which I think of as commanding. There's this take charge energy to the Emperor card in its upright position. And, commanding and controlling may seem similar, but I think commanding is strength in its right place, and controlling is trying to exercise strength from a place of fear, from a place of like a paucity of security and insecurity. So that's how I think of that. We have the Hierophant, who's super traditional and all that. So reversed, we're going to put subversive. And here, conforming for the upright. Super traditional in the upright, and it's not just that it's breaking tradition in the reversed, it's like a knowing challenge of tradition and a rebellion of it. Lovers, we'll put discordant. Discordant because the upright is harmonious. I think this one is very self-explanatory. And Chariot, I think of as directionless. So, unlike the strength that comes with it in its upright position, which is more assertive. So, this assertiveness may still be there, right? But it lacks clarity of vision. It lacks, again, focus. So, while the upright's assertive, it's not that the reverse necessarily comes with weakness, but it does come with lack of knowledge and focus. Strength, I think of it as hesitant, kind of similar to Chariot. Maybe the upright is brave. So it's not that you're fearful in the reversed with strength, or the situation is one of fear. It's, again, this hesitation. A lot of them, the root that some of them have in common, I would say, is like a lack of self-trust. Hermit, detached. And here we'll put introspective for the beginning, or for the upright. So this is another good example of why I'm putting the uprights here as well. The Hermit is introspective and it's upright, and you might think the opposite of that is like being super social, super extroverted and engaged with the world, which is right, that's an opposite of it, but this is a reversal. So it's helpful maybe to think of it as a lack of something. So instead of the opposite of introspection or introspective, think of the lack of introspection, which would be like a detachedness, a detached state, like not taking the time to think long and hard about these things or find awareness or understanding. A lack of engagement, if you will. Then we have the Wheel, which I will rate as delayed, unlike its upright, which is changed. So the Wheel is a kind of turning point card, like a change. This one's a little awkward, I'll admit, as an adjective, but for the sake of the chart, I kept it like this. And so instead of that turning point, that change, there's a delay here, and it's reversed state. All right, moving on to Justice, and put corrupted, unlike its upright meaning, which is fair. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory, like the Lovers was. Hanged Man, I think of it as selfish. So the Hanged Man is a martyr, someone who is surrendered to a greater ideal or value. Also accepts delays in surrendering, and I think its reversal is best encapsulated with this word, selfish. Death, I'm going to put stagnant. The death card is a card of transformation, so put transformative. And in its reversal, there's this stagnancy to it and this stasis. For temperance, put chaotic. Unlike its upright meaning, which predictably is tempered, self-explanatory. The devil, I put released. I think of the devil, as you may already know if you've watched other videos, as a card of contracts and obligations. So I'll put obligated. And in its reversal, you are released from those bonds. Tower, I think of the reversal as resistant or resistance if it's a noun. So it's upright is like total disruption, so disrupted. And in its reversal, it's not that something's not disrupted, it's not that something is left at peace, it's more this resistance to this chaotic change that is happening. Star, the star, I think of the reversal as hopelessness, unlike its upright, which is inspired or inspiration, because it's like the planting of an idea, and it's not that you lack the idea, it's just a lack of hope. It's like lack of excitement for what could be in its reversal. We have the moon. The moon is a very mysterious card. So its reversal is unveiled instead of the unknown. For sun, I put pessimistic, because it's a pessimistic card instead of what I think of the upright as, which yes is optimistic, positive, all of that, but also radiant. It's not just this idea of good fortune, the sun. It's about, for this radiance part, it's about like this radiance, this feeling of optimism, which to me feels most like coming up roses, like everything is coming up roses. So I put radiant because I think it captures that a little bit better. For judgment, I put self-doubting instead of its upright, which I have as accepting. So self-doubt versus acceptance. Judgment is when judgment is passed on actions. So there's this idea with judgment of absolution and this acceptance of even transgressions or grievances, not a celebration of them, but an acceptance. Whereas its reversal, I feel like, is a self-doubt, a lack of, again, self-knowledge, self-trust, and coming to terms with things that you've done, good or bad. For world, which is such a card of completion, I think of it as incomplete, lack of completion. This one's more direct, although I put for the upright cyclical, because it's not just completion in the sense of like once around one circle, it's this continuation of the circle. Everything is cyclical in nature, And I think the world is such a beautiful card for representing that. So here's our completed chart. You'll have to forgive me some of these smudges, but I think it's pretty nice and tidy, all things considered, in terms of the information. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very, 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 very soon.